Fala comigo, minha tropa do transracial. Transracial é o tema do vídeo de hoje. Dá pra ser transracial? De repente, em ouvir transracial, você já ficou puto. O transracial, no caso, seria o quê? Seriam pessoas que não se identificam com a raça que elas nasceram, né? Então, assim, uma pessoa branca que se acha negra, ou uma pessoa negra que se acha branca. A gente sabe que é impossível, mas o Fernando Holliday existe.
Do ponto de vista formal, na prática a gente sabe que não é assim.
Bom, então é basicamente um vídeo aqui no YouTube, chama 4Channel Documentaries.
What you are essentially saying is that you can change your race, and you can't change your race. I'm Korean, you know, people need to accept that.
Sou coreano e as pessoas precisam aceitar isso.
Tell me how you racially identify.
I identify as Korean. I used to live in Korea. I was living there for 1 year. I love the culture, I love the history, the people. You know, I put myself through a lot of pain. I've had a lot of surgical procedures to have more of a Korean aesthetic. I spent a lot of time learning the language, learning how to cook Korean foods. I came out earlier this year showing that with the world. People didn't really get it. Not everybody will understand.
Você vê que essa reação da negona é muito boa, né? Que é a reação realmente de quem sabe que tá ouvindo merda e precisa continuar ouvindo merda por algum motivo. Vamos ver.
I came out earlier this year showing that with the world. People didn't really get it. Not everybody will understand straight away, but I hope over time people will be kind of more accepting with me.
Transracial does not exist, and I think it is very, very harmful for us to push the narrative that it is possible to switch races.
I was not happy the way I was. So I went to Korea and had the most incredible experience of my life. It changed me, gave me happiness, and people have no right to take that happiness away from me.
I can't sit up here and say, oh, I'm suddenly...
Pô, cara, você foi pra um lugar que você se sentiu... Você foi pra um lugar que você se sentiu bem? Ótimo, seja feliz com essa parte da sua vida, né? Agora, você querer se tornar coreano porque você foi na Coreia e gostou muito, aí é foda.
You as a white person say, oh, I can be black or I can be Korean and I can't swap and benefit from the privilege that you benefit from, then it's clearly not an equal exchange. Because whiteness in this country has been set up in a way how I interact in the police, how I interact with the medical system can result in me dying. Cultural appropriation essentially dictates people who are ethnic minority, whatever they do isn't really of value. You don't deserve to be associated with something that you've created because a white person has either renamed it or used it for their profit. And you are not a Korean man. No matter how much surgery you do, no matter how much of the aesthetic you adopt.
Nobody can take away what a minority group has been.
Aqui eles estão falando da Coreia, mas assim, você colocar uma trança de uma pessoa que uma pessoa negra pode usar recorrentemente, isso não torna você negro. Entendeu? Você não pode falar, a partir de agora eu sou Abdala. Sendo um Enzo, porra. Uma pessoa branca nunca vai saber como é dar um pique no camelódromo. Porque eu, enquanto negro, quando tinha 12 anos, dei um pique no camelódromo de Bangu e falaram, pega o ladrão. Sou ladrão? Não, eu tinha 12 anos. Eu quase morri. Falei, não, porra. Caralho, eu tô no curso ali, galera. Eu sou estudante.
Been through, but I think when we do combine cultures, and millions and millions of people now do almost adopt a lot of the Korean cultural aspects because through K-pop or K-drama they love it so much they then start adopting those, whether that's a hairstyle, whether that's the fashion style, whether they want to go and live in Korea. We all have the right to choose how we identify, to be who we want to be. I'm Korean, you know, people need to accept that.
I think your skin color has a lot to do with it.
Pô, te falar, quando eu ia falar sou coreano, as pessoas precisam entender isso. Eu já ia falar, pô, vamos na mão, mano, e tu? Ai, Hudson, que drástico. Porra, mas tem que ser, gente. Vai falar isso pra Mariguela. Mariguela ficou... Vamos explodir a porra toda, hein, galera. A gente precisa explodir, galera. Pelo amor de Deus, mano. Dá uma segurada, mano. Não precisa de mão armada. A galera tem família. E ele, ó, eu vou estourar, hein. Claro, é mais complexo que isso. Mas vocês entenderam.
Everything you're doing, I think we need to recognize that white supremacy is a global issue. What you are essentially saying is that you can change your race, and you can't change your race. And I think if you don't recognize that power imbalance in what you're doing and how it's disrespectful to me, you're just kind of proving the point that you're doing it for money and attention.
No, I agree with that. Every person that was, born Asian, they do go through these struggles. I understand what you're saying in terms of white privilege. I've never had that experience, but I am not one of those people. I am completely different, so I don't like to be put in the same category as someone like that. I understand some people might get offended by what I do, but I'm not actually going out there doing bad things. I'm not doing anything to hurt people. I'm just living my truth. I'm doing what makes me happy.
So you identify as queer, right?
Non-binary.
Non-binary, okay, I'll recognize that.
Thank you.
So if you as a non-binary person are adopting the culture of a minority in a minority, because we know that the queer experience in Korea is unique.
It's very difficult. That's why I was speaking up, and actually I helped a lot of people by doing that.
What you are doing is really giving white saviour, like it really is, because you seem to think that you can adopt the oppressions of minorities. What do you think you can do as someone who is so far removed from that experience? These people are fearing for their lives.
Do you think it's better for no one to say anything and speak up for these people? I'm speaking up for these people. I'm trying to help these people.
You center those who are affected. You don't center yourself. And that's my problem with you.
Well, it's better than doing nothing. What do you do? What do you do to help people around the world?
You can't ask me that. You don't get to ask me whether I go to protest or what I do.
You're criticizing me for doing something which I'm actually helping a lot of people.
You think you're helping people by taking a picture. You don't get to question me, and I'm not even going to entertain
you don't get to question me.
Yes, I do. Well, I just did, so let's start.
Why can't I question you?
Because I think it's good.
Muito bom. Ai, meu Deus, muito bom, adoro barraco. Meu Deus, vou até voltar aqui pra ver um pouquinho mais desse barraco. Então você tá dizendo que você não entende, então você entende.
You don't get to question me, and I'm not even going to entertain
You don't get to question me.
Yes, I do. Well, I just did, so let's start.
Why can't I question you?
Because I think it's good. You're not questioning me because you want to understand what I go through or what I'm doing. You're questioning me because you want to try and find a hole in what I'm saying.
So I understand exactly what you're saying. No one can take away someone's lived experience. But I do feel we're at a time in history where we can embrace other cultures. It's great to be multicultural, it's great to be diverse, and of course people do appropriate cultures, but for me, I'm appreciating other cultures, and I feel that is a good thing, and I think that will help break down cultural barriers.
A lot of people say, oh, we're at a different stage in society now. We're really not. We're not far removed. We've had BLM and Asian hate all in the same year. If that can happen still at this point, we haven't really made progress as a society enough for all of us to say that we can be transracial or we can swap races or we can adopt aspects of one's culture without causing them harm or without their permission. There's a way you can interact with a culture without disrespecting or disregarding their lived experiences. I engage with Korean culture, but I will always be a black woman, period. I don't think he understands my lived experience. To me, transracial is not a real thing.
I respect people that have a different opinion, they might not agree with me. Nothing has changed, I still identify as transracial and Korean, I will always identify this way.
I am proud of how I stood my ground. Whatever excuse Oli came up with, I was able to dismantle it, and I think that's very important.
Não, a negona foi bem pra caramba, e é basicamente isso realmente, cara. Como é que você vai, né, ter todas as experiências? E outra, né, você querer mudar de raça, sendo um homem branco, isso por si só já é privilegiado. Isso por si só já é um privilégio do caralho, né? Porra, eu como homem branco vou ter mais acesso para mudar a minha estética, né? No caso, as operações, tanto no nariz, orelha, boca, no que quiser mexer, entendeu? Eu vou ter acesso para ter um ensinamento e como debater com as pessoas também, né? Eu vou ter essa cara de pau, porque essa cara de pau é uma coisa de gente branca mesmo, tá? Essa cara de pau, essa coisa de querer ser o centro, essa coisa de ser o foda. Isso é uma coisa branca, mano. Gente preta geralmente não tem isso, não. Ou pelo menos não era pra ter, né? Não, que bom, tomara que tenha, tem que ter. Mas assim, geralmente, enfim, quem é preto me entendeu aqui nesse tom. Mas é isso, rapaziada. Se você gostou desse vídeo, comenta aí, diz o que você achou. Vai lá no meu Instagram lá e me coloca sugestões do que reagir, do que vocês gostariam de ver aqui no canal. Segue no Instagram, tamo junto. Curte esse vídeo aí, comenta também, manda pra alguém, manda também pra ninguém, tanto faz, você faz o que... Não, manda pra alguém sim, manda pra alguém, pelo amor de Deus. Valeu, beijo, até a próxima.